The night hung over the training grounds like a curtain of iron. Still, heavy, waiting for the meeting to break.
A lone lamp flickered near the old hangar, casting long shadows that swayed like ghosts remembering their former shapes. Major Elias Brandt tightened the grip around his gloves as he crossed the empty runway. He was a man carved by discipline, but carried by regret, the kind that never speaks, only follows. The cold air stung his cheeks, waking memories he'd buried deep in the concrete beneath his boots. It was 1987. The border tensions were quiet, too quiet, and the base felt abandoned by fate itself.
A place where nothing schuld haben an humore, and yet ever iting kult.
His steps echoed in the cavernous hall of the hangar.
And there she was, the young recruit, Anna Weiss.
A nobody, they'd called her. A file with incomplete pages.
A soll dir vis unreadable Eis.
But Elias noticed the way she stood beside the aircraft, calm, unshaken, as if she'd known engines long before she'd known people. He approached her with the stiffness of a man who had forgotten how to speak gently. Her salute was quiet, precise, neither eager nor intimidated. "You're the new assignment?"
Elias asked. She nodded. "Sir."
He studied her, trying to place the feeling gnawing at the back of his mind. Something about her presence scratched against memories he'd locked away after the war. Something familiar in her posture, her stillness. The realization came like a whisper, too soft to trust. Before he could question her further, the intercom crackled with sudden urgency, slicing the stillness. "Generalmajor eine, Sofortige Bereitschaft. Wiederhol, Sofortige Bereitschaft."
Elias froze. That voice.
That rank.
That order. His pulse shifted.
A feeling, not fear but recognition, crawled beneath his ribs.
And in that breed of tension, he murmured under his breath, almost reflexively, as if talking to the invisible fevers of his life, "Wer diese Geschichte hört, bleibt dran. Und vergesst nicht, Heroic Best Stories zu folgen. Manche Wahrheiten verdienen Zeugen." The base roared to life in seconds.
Soldiers sprinted across the tarmac, officers barked orders, warning lights spun across the hangars like frantic red stars. Elias and Anna ran toward the aircraft assigned to their sudden mission, the old Falcon 22 reconnaissance jet. A machine with more scars than paint, but one that had never failed him.
Except once.
The memory flashed sharp, but he forced it away.
"Mission briefing?" Anna asked.
"Classified," he replied.
The truth, he didn't know yet.
But the Generalmajor's voice had told him enough. This wasn't a drill. As they reached the jet, the air carried the scent of rain and kerosene.
Clouds crawled low, pressing down like a warning hand on the sky.
Ground control rushed over, passing Elias a thin sealed folder.
He opened it.
One photograph slipped out.
His blood tightened. A border outpost, destroyed. Troops missing.
And the last radio transmission?
A single line. "Sie kommen, Sie sind nicht allein." The mission was clear. Reconnaissance.
Threat identification.
Report back.
But something inside him recoiled. The devastation in the photo mirrored a scene from 6 years ago, the ambush that had cost him half his squadron, and someone much closer. They boarded the aircraft. The cockpit lit up with a familiar amber glow. Instruments flickered alive. Anna strapped in, movements crisp, almost elegant. "Altitude target?"
she asked.
"FL 300, Elias replied.
"We climb fast."
"Storms building." The engines howled as the Falcon 22 surged forward, tearing down the runway and punching into the night. Within minutes, turbulence wrapped the aircraft. Thunder rolled beneath them like cannon fire. Lightning clawed the sky, illuminating Anna's profile, calm, focused, eerily composed. As they approached the coordinates, the radar pulsed irregularly.
Objects appeared, disappeared,
reappeared in impossible formation.
Malfunction. Anna murmured.
"No," Elias whispered.
"I've seen this before." A cold realization crawled up his spine. This pattern, these readings, the unnatural distortion, it matched the enemy jamming tech responsible for the ambush years ago.
The storm worsened.
Engine 2 coughed violently.
Power drop. Anna shouted. He fought the controls.
Altitude dipped. Lights flickered. The cockpit shuddered like something alive trying to break apart.
The radio hissed.
A voice pierced through, warped and distant. Generalmajor and Brandt.
"Sie wissen, was zu tun ist, Elias Froze."
That voice didn't belong to any living officer. The Generalmajor he once served under, the one whose final order had doomed his men, had died years ago. Static erupted.
Then silence.
Not the comforting silence of calm air, but the suffocating silence of isolation.
Just the storm. The machine.
And the truth chasing him through the dark. The aircraft leveled at a trembling altitude. Rain battered the cockpit like frantic fingers trying to break through. Elias stared at the radar, the distorted echoes, the looping signatures, all signs of the same tragedy he had spent years forcing into the grave of memory. Anna spoke softly, "Sir, you know this pattern.
Tell me what happened." He closed his eyes. The past uncoiled.
6 years ago.
A decoy attack. A false retreat. A trapped sky.
And Elias, obeying the Generalmajor's order, led his squadron straight into a kill box.
Only 2 jets survived.
Anna's father had not been one of them. Elias opened his eyes, breath trembling.
"Your name, your posture. I should have known," he said.
Anna looked at him, not with anger, but with something heavier.
Acceptance. Maybe expectation.
"You didn't recognize me," she said. "I needed you to."
Lightning flashed.
Her face looked suddenly older, a mirror of the man he had lost, her father.
"Anna."
Another burst of static. The same dead voice. "Brandt, bring es zu Ende." His chest collapsed inward. He finally understood. Someone on the ground was using the old recordings, his dead commander's voice, to manipulate him. To force him into reliving the same fatal pattern. To push him into repeating the same mistake.
No, Elias mattered.
Not again.
"You have a choice now," Anna said quietly.
"This time, listen to your voice." The storm thinned.
A small break in the clouds opened ahead, a quiet, fragile opening. Elias exhaled shakily. His hands steadied on the controls.
He chose.
Elias banked sharply, pulling the Falcon 22 out of the trap. The storm roared behind them like a beast denied its prey. Radar cleared.
Instruments stabilized.
The sky opened into a pale ribbon of dawn. Anna watched him, not as a subordinate, but as someone finally understanding the weight the man carried.
"You saved us," she whispered.
He shook his head softly.
No.
I finally stopped trying to save a ghost. They broke through the last layer of cloud. Sunlight washed the cockpit in gold.
A new day. A new sky.
Elias looked out at the horizon, feeling the past loosen its claws.
Der Himmel vergisst nie, Hemom uret. Aber vergibt, wenn wir es tun.